What's up, family? This one is going to run you hot. On October 12th, several witnesses in the Hilltop neighborhood of Columbus, Ohio say they saw 36-year-old Craig Butler Sr. exit his truck and fire several shots at 13-year-old Sensei Reed, then fleeing the scene. All right, fam. First of all, don't know how a story like this don't make the news. Well, I know how, again, fam, the media is in cahoots. All right. This should have been everywhere. This story should have been known, but it's making its rounds now, and I'm sure that it's about to explode. People are picking up the story, mainly due to Black media. This is why it's important to support Black media, because our stories won't get told unless we tell them. Fam, he shot the boy in the back several times. I mean, he lit him up. People in the neighborhood say Sensei was a good kid. This is not just his family talking. This is everybody in the neighborhood who knows the kid. Say he was not a troublemaker. Got along with everybody. They didn't find a weapon on him or anything. But somehow, this guy got out the safety of his truck and fired several shots. This 36-year-old whole man got out of his vehicle and fired on a 13-year-old kid. They say Sensei held on as long as he could. He was transported to the hospital where he died shortly after. This uncivilized mutt claimed self-defense. Now, the police, when he fled, they caught him the next day. SWAT pulled up on him and arrested him the next day. They charged him with murder. Then something miraculous happened that never happens. Craig and his mammy claimed self-defense. And based on the word of the white man and his white mammy, they let him go. Just strictly off their word. It was self-defense, and they just let him go. Just like that. They just let him go. They looked on the ground, saw this dead kid's body, and they really didn't want to make an arrest then. That lets you know where they stood. But they had the evidence. They had the witnesses. And they just let him go. Imagine that, fam. Just going to kill somebody, just killing somebody, and don't matter what the witnesses said, don't matter what the evidence says. You say it was self-defense, and they just let you out. You be like, damn, that's it. I ain't got to get a lawyer or nothing. I ain't got to make bond, because initially they had him on $1 million bond. And then, of course, they dropped the bond, released him on their word. That's it. Okay, let's reverse the roles, because you know I'm going to do it. For all you, you're always bringing the race. This ain't about race. It's always about race in this ragged ass country. Ran by a bunch of uncivilized mutts. That's the only way you let an uncivilized mutt off the hook for killing a 13-year-old kid. It says here that on October 19th, the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office filed a motion to dismiss. Franklin County Municipal Court Judge Mike McAllister accepted the prosecutor's office motion and dismissed the case. The $1 million bond against Butler Sr. had got lifted, and he was immediately released from jail. This is why America is doomed. You have uncivilized mutts running rampant through the judicial system. They're in charge. And they're picking and choosing when to let uncivilized mutts back into society. And they often give them passes. This dude should be in jail with no bond. You can't even give him any kind of bond to risk the chance that he might make it. Somebody that's that unhinged, that uncivilized, is not fit to live amongst the civilized. He has shown that he doesn't have the ability to coexist with human beings. He's an animal. He should be put in a cage and by himself, because there are some animals out there that are a lot more civilized than him. So I don't want to insult the animal kingdom. This dude needs to be put down. And did you see his mugshot? No remorse whatsoever. He got that look on his face like, yeah, I did it. And what you gonna do about it? Oh, I ain't worried about it, because such, that's my people. See, that's one of the dangers of living in these small towns. Oftentimes, these people got a whole different way of doing things, and they are intent on doing it their way, and they don't give a damn what the law says. And ain't nobody there to really have the people's back to hold them accountable. This is a cold-blooded case right here, fam. It's situations like this one that leads me to believe the only way the family is going to get justice is if the family get justice. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? No more talk.